Today on the Morning Edition, it's fair season and the Alaska State Fair is in full swing. But one thing many people don't lend much thought to, the recycling. One family has made it their family business to take care of it. We'll show you the inner workings. Plus, UAF students' move-in day is always a fun day for staff and family. Watching these students take the huge leap into the next step of life, we'll show you how excited they were. And later, it's something you may not think much about, just a dining room table. But if you didn't have one, you may think a little more about how nice it would be to sit down as a family. Well, that's one man's goal. We'll share his mission as the Morning Edition starts now. Good Monday morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with us today. Yeah, the fair started, and there was a little bit of sunshine to kick it off, too.
Yeah, both Friday as well as yesterday was actually beautiful weather to get outside for the fair. Saturday kind of brought some of those rain showers across South Central. Not too terribly wet for the region, but Saturday did bring some of that rainfall as well as some cooler and cloudier skies. And we are going to wake up this morning. We'll see some sunshine for the first part of the day, and then those clouds thicken right back up as we welcome in the evening hours. And this will set the stage for more rain to build in overnight on into our Tuesday. We'll also see winds increasing later this evening and then carrying on into our Tuesday. Current conditions showing we're at 49 degrees as we start off our Monday morning across the rest of South Central. You can see those temperatures sitting anywhere from 32 in Golcana, so a light freeze to some 40s as you head out towards the Kenai. And you can see most areas sitting up under some clear skies this morning, but we will begin to see clouds increasing as we head throughout the day. So enjoy what sunshine we will see. And you can see all of that cloud coverage already beginning to build in from the west. We're fairly dry this morning. We do have some light showers that's trying to build into parts of the Susitna Valley. One thing we will be watching with the wet weather pattern that we're going to see take hold this week, not every day is going to bring some rain, but with the rain that we will see, parts of the Susitna Valley, I expected to see that potential for some flooding. So we will be watching that as we head throughout the week. Most of the rain this afternoon or this morning into the afternoon will be out towards western and southwest Alaska. That will eventually build into South Central as we head through the night and on into our Tuesday. So be prepared for wetter weather to head our way as we welcome in the coming days. Today, though, it is on the drier side. We'll see sunshine breaks for the first part of the day. Those clouds thicken up. We'll warm into the 60s. And then the rain does arrive as we welcome in our Tuesday. So coming up in my full forecast, gusty winds, rain, and high surf to start the week. Slightly cooler weather statewide, and we're also winding down the final week of meteorological summer. I'll have more on that in that 7-day coming up.
The Coast Guard suspended their search for a crew member who fell overboard from a fishing vessel early Sunday morning. The crew member reportedly fell overboard from the fishing vessel Inlet Sunrise shortly after 12 a.m. Sunday. The Coast Guard dispatched a rescue crew that included a boat and a helicopter, as well as 10 other boats owned by Good Samaritans. The search was suspended at 10:45 in the morning. Anchorage police responded to a fatal hit-and-run around 1:20 Saturday morning. Officers say it happened at the intersection of the Seward Highway and Benson Boulevard. When they arrived, they found the woman in the road. She was pronounced dead at the scene by medics with the Anchorage Fire Department. APD said investigators say she was struck by a dark-colored SUV, which didn't stop. Officers say the vehicle has been found and the driver identified. However, no charges have been filed so far. The victim's identity will be released when next of kin have been notified. Anchorage police are investigating an alleged fraud ring that used credit and debit cards to make unauthorized purchases. Police are asking you to check if there are any unauthorized charges from the date ranges on your screen. And if you notice anything you didn't authorize, notify Anchorage Police by calling their non-emergency line. Your information may help them identify possible suspects and prevent more fraud in the future. Over the weekend, many Alaskans got out to the Alaska State Fair, where it's nearly impossible not to enjoy some of the tasty refreshments being offered by multiple vendors. But what happens to those cans and bottles once they go into the recycling bin? Charlie Fellows introduces us to the family doing their part to keep the fair clean and green.
On a beautiful sunny day like this, everyone at the Alaska State Fair needs something to drink. For most fairgoers, it's as simple as buying one, drinking it, throwing it in one of the many recycling bins around the fairgrounds, and never thinking about it again.
All right, moving along.
But for the Troutmans, it's about something more.
This is the first year we got talked into helping, yeah.
Mamie, her son Mark, and her daughter Helen are one of several teams helping sort those cans and bottles, turning keeping the fair nice and clean into a family affair.
Why are you here?
To help out and make the world clean. I just like to help out.
Once the cans and bottles are into their respective bags,
Smash!
they head over to the sorting station. And I did say that this was a family affair.
My mother-in-law, Pam, is actually in charge of the recycling here.
Grandma takes over to get it the rest of the way to the recycling plant.
I actually worked here for 40 years in administration, and then I retired, and now I do the recycle program. But I've been involved with it for 25 years, so this is our 25th anniversary doing recycling at the fair.
A 3-generation cleanup effort.
They're all my grandchildren, and I'm using them kind of as an example because a lot of people come to me. There's so many families that want to come and have that be a family event. So I'm going to kind of restructure this so that we can do that.
Making helping the fair and the planet. What's the best part of it for you guys?
Having these and helping the world.
Into a day of family fun. Charlie Fellows, Alaska's news source.
In the interior, the Sandhill Crane Festival wrapped up on Sunday in Fairbanks. At Kramer's Field, fairgoers gathered to view thousands of sandhill cranes before they migrate as far south as Mexico for the winter. Organizers say the event not only brings visitors closer to nature, but creates a unique way for locals to track the changing seasons.
I think people just start to get into gear for winter. We still have lots of birding opportunities throughout the winter. It just changes up a little bit. It quiets down here on the refuge, but it's not bad in any way, shape, or form. It's just different.
This was the 29th year for the festival. Along with the sandhill cranes, tens of thousands of other birds can also be seen in the area, all preparing to head south to warmer pastures. Fall classes are about to begin at the University of Alaska Fairbanks as students have made their way into the dormitories on campus before the start of the term. Alex Bengal caught the first day of move-in and heard from the scholars as they prepare for their upcoming semester.
At UAF campus, new students made themselves at home in their dormitories Thursday, bringing their clothes, books, and personal items with them.
Every stage of their check-in, there is someone there to direct them to the next stage. And there's even people who will, approach you if you're standing around looking a little confused.
Many of them excited to start a new chapter.
They've got a lot of events in the university and in Fairbanks in general, so I'm excited to go around town. I'm excited to go camping. I want to try backpacking. That'll be fun.
RAs guided new arrivals on their way, trying to keep them from being overwhelmed.
It's our job to make them feel welcome, to make them have a good experience thus far while they're coming into UAF, because it is a huge jump to go from somewhere that you've never went before to leave your home and go to a new place.
For many, this is their first time in Fairbanks and their first time away from home.
I've got a close bond with my family. I love them very much, but I'm excited to get out there a little bit more.
Classes are scheduled to begin Monday, leaving the freshmen a few days to settle in.
I'm feeling good, feeling tired. I want to take a shower, take a nap.
Students taking a big step toward the rest of their lives. Alex Bengal, Alaska's news source.
Saturday was the in-person sign-up day for the Yukon Quest 750 at the North Pole Ale House. But to this point, race organizers say only 2 mushers have officially confirmed for the 750-mile race, though 6 have said that they plan to race. They're hoping for at least 15. Notably absent, defending 750 champion Josie Shelley. She's expecting her first child and taking time off from racing. Assistant Executive Director Barbara Gravlin says last winter's brutal cold tested mushers and their teams.
So a lot of them have never faced 40 below. A lot of them have not faced the whiteout conditions. So those that did the race, it was a good learning experience, so they know what to expect. That's what the previous mushers had gone through.
John Schandelmeyer will serve as race marshal with Mercedes Pinto as head vet. Sign-ups continue through January 19th. Race day is February 6th. They're still determining what that minimum number needs to be for the race to happen. Up in the far north, the melting permafrost and dwindling sea ice is wearing down the coastline and putting lives and infrastructure in jeopardy. Charlie Fellows reports from the top of the world in Utqiagvik with more on what's being done to solve this growing problem.
This is Point Barrow, the northernmost place in the United States. But other than that geographic distinction, it might not seem too remarkable. Just a spit of gravel here on the coast of the Arctic Ocean. But this is an incredibly dynamic place, changing with each passing wave. As old rocks are swept out to sea, new ones wash on shore. Now, ideally, that exchange would be one-to-one. But as climate change increases up here in the Arctic, this place and nearby Utqiagvik is changing too. Robin Mungayuk has lived in Utqiagvik for a long time.
It used to be a road, and it used to come to these apartment homes.
He's lived to see massive, fundamental changes in almost every facet of his hometown.
You never know change is always inevitable, like they say, and even right before your very eyes, you don't even know it's changing, but it's actually changing.
As he drove us up and down the coast, along beaches he used to play on as a kid,
It's really leveled out to kind of like the same level as the sea.
that change is more visible than ever.
The Arctic Ocean had permanent ice that used to anchor up along the beach in August and September, and it would help us from these fall storms because it wouldn't make the waves crash onto the beach. But now that we don't have the ice, it's all crashing up onto the beach and eating away our beach.
Thanks to melting permafrost and less sea ice to protect the shoreline, the town of Utqiagvik sees some of the highest rates of erosion anywhere in the country, according to a U.S. Army Corps of Engineers report. Last August, the Corps broke ground on the Barrow Coastal Erosion Project, an ambitious plan to fortify the waterfront with rock walls and berms scheduled to finish in 2033, all to protect the town and its infrastructure. But for the residents of Utqiagvik, sacrifices have already been made.
There used to be a playground where all this pile of gravel is, but they took that playground away last year.
The constant, unending battle against the sea has taken a toll on Mungayuk and all of the people of the Arctic. But he and they also haven't given up hope. Charlie Fellows, Alaska's news source.
Still ahead on the Morning Edition, you may not recognize the name, but I'm sure you'll recognize the sound. Bach & Turner Overdrive, or BTO, is coming to the Alaska State Fair, and we have a preview of how they're feeling as they approach show day.
And while we all are on the drier side today, we've got some high surf out west, more rain heading our direction as we welcome in the coming days. I'll have more on that. First at sunrise, 6:31 in Anchorage, 5:40 in Juneau. Your full forecast is next.
Welcome back in on this Monday morning with a stunning sunrise shot, Aaron. The clouds are almost pink in the sky over Midtown.
Yeah, beautiful view this morning. In fact, seeing over the past week or so, we've got numerous photos that have been coming in of the northern lights. So we're at that time of the year where we're going to begin to see decent opportunities into the night when it comes to the northern or the aurora. Heavy rain in western Alaska. That's what we're going to be watching today. We are dry for south central, but rain arrives overnight on into our Tuesday, and that's going to lead to the potential that we could see some flooding in areas of the Susitna Valley west of the Parks Highway, also including parts of Hatcher Pass, but the greatest potential remains west of the Parks Highway. We're going to see this rain come in two waves this week. Current conditions across the state, anywhere from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Notice, compared to this time last week, we're actually seeing more mornings where we're seeing those temperatures dipping into the 40s. So we're beginning to see some of those cooler days building into the state. We were already beginning to see a light freeze out towards Glen Allen this morning, some frost potential as you head out towards Dead Horse. This is our area of low pressure that we're watching that's going to build inland as we head throughout the day. That's bringing widespread rain through southwest Alaska. That's also going to push some rain into the interior as we head overnight on into our Tuesday. Now, it's been fairly windy as you head across western parts of the state, extending out towards the Aleutians. Those winds have been anywhere from about 25 to 50 miles per hour. And notice the general flow. These winds coming in out of the southwest, and really more so the south as you head through parts of the Nulato Hills, Norton Sound, as well as the southern Seward Peninsula coastline. This is where we have those high surf advisories, and this remains in effect until 4 a.m. Tuesday. Water levels anywhere from 1.5 to 6 feet above the normal high tide. Now, along the Yukon Delta, That's where we're going to see about 1.5 to 2.5 feet. As you head from the Nulato Hills into eastern parts of the Norton Sound, those water levels will be about 3 to 5 feet. And then as you head through the southern Seward Peninsula coastline, those water levels will be about 4 to 6 feet above normal high tide. So we'll see that rain building inland as we head throughout the day. Notice overnight on into our Tuesday, that widespread rain building in across South Central. We dry out Wednesday into Thursday outside of some lingering showers, and then we see another chance for some rain as we welcome in the close of the week, as that rain does come in 2 waves this week. So we've got Tuesday or tonight into Tuesday, and then our next chance comes Friday on into Saturday. So our rainfall potential, you can see fairly dry today. We will begin to see that rain arriving overnight on into our Tuesday, and then be prepared. Tuesday is going to be a wet one across South Central. We'll see some areas approaching about 1/2 inch of rain, if not up to 1 inch of accumulation with some locally heavier amounts. And again, we're going to be watching parts of the Susitna Valley where we could see some flooding potential like we've seen with those previous systems. That will bring that shot for some of that flooding along the Yentna River as well as out towards Petersville. Temperatures across the state this afternoon, you can see 50s and 60s for most locations across Alaska. So we're beginning to see more of those cooler afternoons take hold. That 7-day showing, again, we dry out overnight Tuesday into early Wednesday. We may see some lingering showers Wednesday morning, but we're dry for the most part Wednesday into Thursday. And then, Kristen, our next chance of rain comes Friday into Saturday. So we've got some dry time embedded within this week, but we are seeing those wet conditions staying with us.
All right. Thanks, Aaron. It's a soundtrack that has defined 50 years of popular music with iconic anthems like Taking Care of Business and You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. And this year, Bachman-Turner Overdrive is bringing that legendary sound right here to the Alaska State Fair. Danny Tompkins joins us now to show us that this tour is much more than a reunion, Danny.
Hi, Kristen. The band, commonly referred to as BTO, was formed by 4 brothers in the 1970s. Now, founder Randy Bachman sadly lost 3 brothers during the COVID-19 pandemic, and he says on stage every night he remembers them. Now, the band looks a little bit different, but still a family band, featuring Randy's son Tal as well as Tal's wife Coco.
Taking care of business, every way we be taking care of business.
That signature sound comes partly from drummer Coco, who Randy says attacks the drums to recreate BTO's mid-70s energy. It's a rock and roll road trip entirely run by family, even bringing along Randy's 18-month-old granddaughter for the ride.
It's the together thing. So to actually play in a band with my son and then my granddaughter and a couple other really close friends who I've been playing with for a couple of years, it's really it's a blessing.
And that legacy is still writing new chapters. Randy is currently working on a brand new BTO album for next year, featuring co-founder Fred Turner, proving that for this family, real classic rock and roll is the only way forward. And a beautiful reminder that music reconciles us, moves us, and keeps us together. BTO takes the State Fair stage next Monday, August 31st. Kristen, Randy tells me Tokyo is next on their tour, but Alaskans get them first.
Well, that's a lot of fun, and that's a nice story behind the music. Thanks, Danny.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting. Available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.